Good morning. Look at me. Jesus Christ. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. All disheveled little me. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where I'm wondering if you're a television watcher, if you enjoyed the Addams Family or the Munsters more than the other. So why am I asking that? Why not? Why not? Maybe you were not even born when these shows were huge on television. We used to watch them in Spanish, and all the characters had names in Spanish. So, just out of curiosity, and just because it's fun to ask questions, there should be a poll on your screen asking if you are Team Addams Family or Team Munsters. But now let's walk into more important things like our hellos. It's great to see you on this Tuesday, October 26th. As always, we encourage new friends to let us know that you're new by writing the word new in your comments. As always, I suggest that, and Luna suggests too, she's over there on the floor, that if you have something truly important to share with us during the broadcast, that you kindly add a letter Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we will make sure that we will bring it up during the broadcast and talk about it. Today, some of the news made me snarky, and I don't know if it's because the news are snarky or just because, you'll see as soon as we start getting into the news. And let's see what else do we have to say. Oh, we might as well get started. Today we have news about corruptions in vaccines. Yes, corruptions in vaccines. We have news about corruption in our administration. We have news about the hurricane that came and went. We have news about Halloween that came and went. And we have special surprises. So we might as well dive in and get things done. Boom. Okay, so first let's talk about vaccines, because vaccination for leftovers took place in Bahia de Banderas, Nayarit this past weekend. You may recall that they sort of announced it at the very last minute, and all of a sudden, boom, you have to go and get vaccinated. And unfortunately, according to this news report, it wasn't smooth sailing. Apparently, health authorities gave preference to hotels that arrived with hundreds of their employees, and they did not want to wait in line, so they received their vaccine elsewhere, and the authorities completely disregarded the general public that had been patiently waiting in line. And in the end, there turned out to be not enough vaccines available for everyone. I suppose this is a good news, as it indicates that the response to the campaign was favorable, but it is unfortunate that the order in which people arrived was not respected. Let us hope for a smoother campaign here in Puerto Vallarta today and tomorrow. Moving right along, according to Municipal Tourism Director Ludwig Estrada, the very trustworthy municipal tourism director that told us that there would be Day of the Dead celebrations only to be squashed by higher up authorities, Puerto Vallarta is hoping to recover Blue Flag certification in some of our local beaches. What is Blue Flag certification, you may ask? Well, the iconic Blue Flag is one of the world's most recognized voluntary awards for beaches, marinas, and sustainable boating tourism operators. What does that mean? It means that if a beach is kept clean, if a beach does not operate with sewage, and does not one way or another damage the environment, it receives this certification. When the environment seemed to be more important to past municipal administrations, and we're talking at least 3 administrations ago here in Puerto Vallarta, the city had as many as 8 local beaches certified. In fact, there was a moment in our history, short-lived I suppose, in which Puerto Vallarta had the most Blue Flag certified beaches in the country. How many do we have today? Only 2. Playa de Oro, which is right under the maritime terminal, just south of it, and the Sheraton Hotel Beach. Does that mean that you shouldn't go swimming in all of the other beaches? Not necessarily, but unfortunately, given the fact that recent administrations have had other priorities up their sleeve, Puerto Vallarta cannot use this as an important promotional attraction tool to entice people to come and visit here. Good thing that they're hoping to fix it, and hopefully they will be able to fix it. Let's see. Oh God, this is Snarky number 1. Oh no. Wait. No, this is. Wait, am I skipping news? Yes, I'm skipping news. I didn't mean to skip news. This is Snarky number 1. Our favorite whining news source, Noticias PB, is now complaining about the new planters that were built along Calle Niza on Colonia Díaz Ordaz. I'm talking about these structures. The news source claims that they have no artistic value and have no plants, and they obstruct parking spots. Well, I mean, they were just built and the planters haven't come around to put plants in them. And nowhere in the article is it mentioned that these were built as such to create a pathway for cyclists to get from one end of the neighborhood to the other safely and to connect with Fluvial. Now, we showed this in our broadcast a few weeks ago. How did I find out that a bicycle path is coming? Well, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. All you have to do is look at the way these things are put together. And correct me if I'm wrong, but anybody could deduce that. So it is unfortunate that the news was whiny about that. And that's what made me feel snarky. So there. Mayor Luis Michel continues to affirm that the past administration did not tidy up things as neatly as they claim, adding that there are a number of financial anomalies that don't add up. No pun intended. 2 examples of this are, of course, the documents that were going to be removed or borrowed or stolen from one of the city's administrative buildings. We reported this yesterday. And there have been many versions of this story out there, apparently. And then there are also all the Seapal woes going on, money-wise, not caca-wise. If anything, it is good to see that the new administration is not content with just sitting around and accepting things as they were given to them. Instead, they are questioning everything, and we like that. And of course, speaking about Seapal, in the Seapal saga, we learned that accusations against employees and union leaders from the past administration are moving forward and becoming legal situations that we will continue to mention here at Coffee and Headlines as long as this situation remains newsworthy. Here's another snarky. According to this news item, River Cafe owner Evangelina Sanchez claims that restaurants and shop sales in the Isla Rio Cuale are down by 70%. People are not coming down to the island, as Puerto Vallarta must think that we are close. And I have to say that when I see these kinds of things going on, restaurants can advertise. Restaurants can take control of their situation by advertising and letting people know that they're there. I took a moment to take a look at the Facebook page on the River Cafe, and I saw that they're not showing anything that indicates that they're open. I mean, if I was their social media guy, I would say if their problem is that people think that they're closed, well, just bang that news out and put it out there and invest in some Facebook advertising so that people can find out that you are indeed open. And there's something also to be said about the fact that there's such an abundance of restaurants now that for many of these more traditional restaurants, to think that all they have to do is sit around and wait for people to come. Well, I have news for you, and not necessarily for Isla Rio Cuale. I mean, all these new, younger, hipper, more vibrant, more interesting restaurants that are coming out or being open around the city. You know, we like those, and some people, I'm at Rio. The River Cafe is a beautiful restaurant, but I mean, if you don't toot your horn, people are not going to come to you simply because you're there. Or that's what I think. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Meanwhile, let us take a turn over to the weather forecast just to see what we can expect for the middle of the week. Woo, that was a lot of talking and not a lot of breathing. I'm feeling dizzy. No, I'm just making that up. The weather says, believe me, it is partly cloudy. And yes, it is partly cloudy. It is also 27 degrees, feels like 30. Humidity is high, 93%. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 80 degrees. Our weather forecast for today says that it's going to be humid and partly cloudy through the day. High temperature of 30 and low temperature of 21. Wednesday, oh my God, am I going to respond to that cue, Tony Sanchez? Wednesday, the high temperature, Wednesday is going to be humid through the day, high temperature of 31, low temperature of 23. And on Thursday, of course, we can expect possible light rain in the evening, high temperature of 31, low temperature of 22. So, the weather's not changing yet. I'm beginning to get a little worried, but it does feel a little cooler, I suppose. I don't feel as schwitzy as I used to feel. Let's see, what else do we have? Well, we have more news about Hurricane Rick that touched the ground. And according to this news item, we can expect abundance of rain in Jalisco. Somehow I don't see that happening, or at least not on our side of our state, because the hurricane did take a very sharp turn north. So hopefully, yes, we will see some rain, but hopefully not so much rain that startles our rivers like we had with Hurricane Nora. Moving right along, the 4th Brewmaster Artisan Beer Festival is coming to Puerto Vallarta again on November 13 and 14. It is now taking place at Puerto Mágico. This is a great opportunity to sample not only local artisan beers, but also others that are manufactured elsewhere in Mexico. Apparently, for a total of 120 exhibitors or attractive or offerings, rather. So I'm going to leave you with a Facebook page for this event so that you can become more acquainted with it in case you are a beer drinker. Halloween. Halloween. Now the mayor's coming out to say, no, there will be no Halloween celebrations. So if the mayor says there will be no Halloween and Day of the Dead celebrations, I suppose that's got to be it. It is Tuesday. So, there will be no Halloween. Of course, the mayor says there will be no Halloween, no Day of the Dead. And yet they are installing Catrinas on the Malecón. So I just wouldn't go. I know that there's a lot of private parties or bars that are going to be having shindigs. So again, as we always say, if you feel like you want to dress up. If you want to go to a venue, go to a venue. If the venue feels uncomfortably crowded, simply turn around and go somewhere else. For those of us or those of you that were anticipating a lot of Day of the Dead activities and a lot of things to get excited and spooked out about, well, It's not quite the same, but I must say that Google Arts and Culture has this beautiful, beautiful uh, conglomerate of a collection, rather, of great articles about how Day of the Dead is celebrated, the Festival of Death in Mexico, remembering loved ones. There's a video here, a personal relationship with the dead. So there's a lot of wonderful cultural content here. I'm particularly taken by this one, which talks about the man that we can thank for the creation of the Catrina, Jose Guadalupe Posada. We've talked about him in the past. Uh, and there's information here about how this very famous engraver started using this calavera as a way to make political commentary in the news when there were no photographers. I mean, when the news, all the news had was engravings, he would create these engravings of skulls or calaveras, and this is how the whole thing got started as far as the Catrinas that have become so ubiquitous this time of year and that have become such an emblematic aspect of Mexican culture. You can read all about this in Google Arts and Culture, and we, of course, are going to leave the link for you in the show notes. And before we get started with your comments, I have to share with you my video worm of the month. This has been with me for several weeks now. I can't stop singing it. I can't stop. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Stop. I don't want. YouTube to chastise me for playing videos that I shouldn't be playing. But back when Carol Burnett used to perform in black and white television, she got together with Chita Rivera and Caterina Valente and dressed up in Morticia Adams like dresses, and they sing this fabulous version of I Enjoy Being a Girl. I'm going to leave this in the show notes for you to watch. I already got in touch with my dear friend Paul, who has his drag brunch on Sundays, and I told him, girl, you have 3 days to learn this routine with your two other girls, and hopefully they will. And these are the news for today. Let me take a quick look. Oh my God, some of your I'm loving your comments today, either because they're really wonderful or because you're giving me opportunities to get snarky. Okay, let's see what we have. Lots of good mornings as always. And oh my God, and before I forget, you guys made my day yesterday because of all the love we sent in the direction of Michael Buford and our dear friend Noy Laditam, who is in Bangkok. And I had an opportunity to chat with both of them. And now Michael Buford is going to work with Noy to organize some kind of cooking event, Thai cooking event with her while she's here in Puerto Vallarta in December. And what a fun dinner that is going to be. So hopefully this will actually happen. It's out of my hands. I did say to the both of them, if you guys get things in order, it'll be such an honor and a pleasure to promote the hell out of this so that it is very fun and memorable and successful. Dave says, parece que los tacos son en dieta. Yes, I haven't been to taco places lately. I am itching for some tacos. Between diet and blood pressure and lack of time, I haven't been to taco places lately, but I have them on my list and they will be coming back at some point. Let's see what else we have. I love it when you guys get giddy about coming to Puerto Vallarta. Love it. The poll. Let's take a look at the poll. I forgot about the poll. I think you've had a chance to vote. And according to this, you like the Addams more than you like the Munsters. That's okay. I have no preference. I actually like both shows quite a bit. And I have laughed at how they have been recreated through the years into movies and animated shows and this, that, and the other. So there you have it. Let's see. John says it's a tiny bit cooler out there this morning. I agree. So this is a good thing. Um, more hellos. The last time I drive past the gardens, those planters, the last time I drove, somebody parked their little car between the planter and a curb. Well, again, I don't think it takes a rocket science to figure out that they're going to put a bicycle path there. So I don't know what to tell you. Tony, I don't have the pleasure of knowing you, but I just imagine you in a meeting or hanging out with friends saying out loud, I don't go to the island because I got tired of rescuing cats. I don't go to the island, I don't go to the isla because I got tired of rescuing cats. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Tony. Don't rescue cats. I mean, there's great reasons to go to the island that have nothing to do with rescuing cats. But of course, if you don't want to go to the island because you got tired of rescuing cats, what can I tell you? Mazel tov, I suppose. Um, Leslie says restaurants should get proactive when sales are down, putting money into marketing. Well, again, doesn't take a rocket science. Then you wonder why I get snarky with these news. Jesus. Yes. Many tourism locations learned that lesson hard way last year. It is important to increase visibility, says Leslie, and communication with the public and with followers. Absolutely. This is so important. Uh, Maggie, as in Peggy, loves it when I say schwitzy. Well, I lived with a Jewish man for 9 years who was a Yiddish scholar, so I learned a few terms here and there. Leslie says, "What? We can have beer events, but no Day of the Dead. Don't get me started, Leslie. I don't make the rules. I don't understand them, but it is what it is." Let's see what else we have. Da, 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 da. Matthew's going to go see Dune. I am so itching for you to go check it out because I want to comment on the music with you. I'm going to go back and watch it on Thursday because I was that mesmerized about it. Um, Vallarta, Heather says perhaps the neural cost devastation and noise around the Insurgentes Bridge municipal flea market has some thinking that they had best avoiding the Isla Kuala and its offerings. Well, Heather, that's one of the reasons why I don't go out of my way to show like the horrible photographs because we need to move past them. Um, and again, as people are saying, if you're not getting enough sales, maybe you need to start wondering if you're advertising or promoting yourself enough. That's the way I feel. And if we don't agree with that, that's okay too. Um, let's see. Oh, I totally agree with this. Restaurants are responsible for their own popularity, and blaming everything on COVID-19 is getting old now. Sheil, not only do I agree with you, but that applies to every person that 2 years into this virus extravaganza continues to blame the pandemic for their lack of success. And maybe it's harsh for me to say that. I struggle as much as anybody else financially, and I struggle to keep my cat well fed. And I work my ass off to make sure that I can. And I'm sure that everybody or anybody should be doing that. Um, and you're right, it's getting old. I mean, if you are not being successful because of the pandemic, then, start to think about something else, I suppose. Let me know what you think. Hi, Paco. Any news on the sarcastic Spanish phrases for us? Not directly, Mark, but in case you are curious, let me read you the list because I do keep a list. I cannot show it to you on the screen, but I keep a list of all the things that you guys ask about. Let's see if I can invoke this quickly enough. On my list of coffee and headlines ideas, I have so many 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different Spanish expressions that include some sarcastic ones to share with you. When I look at my list of topics, I've accumulated a total of 56 topics that you have suggested. Are you curious? You've suggested ley lines, difference between limes and lemons, Mexican dog breeds, chiles en nogada, history of bread in Mexico, Manuel Lepe, Angel of Independence, movies filmed in PV, muralists of Puerto Vallarta, Mexican dessert checklist, Dia. Oh no, that's my own personal list, and the list goes on and on. So we have a lot of, the good news is we have a lot of things to talk about that you guys ask about, and I keep adding them to my list, and I keep whipping them out as the information becomes available or as time becomes available. So it's not an excuse. It is just letting you know that I collect these things and I love researching them. Linda asks a very good question. Is Hotel Mercurio straight friendly for their Sunday brunch? Absolutely. And it is a lot of fun. And I see a lot of straight people that hang out and partake in decorating themselves with accessories that are provided. And yeah, absolutely. Go enjoy it. Paul goes out of his way to prepare a very enjoyable experience for all. There's several seatings. You can ask for reservation, but kindly respect the reservation. The food is outstanding because it's important to Paul as the owner of the hotel. And it is a lot of fun. I know that there are some straight friends here at Coffee and Headlines that have gone um, to the brunch at Hotel Mercurio. So if you have some kind words to say about your experience at Hotel Mercurio Drag Brunch, please write them up so that Linda and her posse will feel inclined to go and check it out. Um, Sheil asks, am I a kosher boy like yourself? Well, I am not because I was raised a Catholic. I did have my penis snipped, but that doesn't make me a kosher boy. I asked for a circumcision. Oh, you didn't need to know that. Never mind. Ooh, you didn't need to know that. Never mind. You don't need to know about that. Let's see. So I'm not a kosher boy. See, my own mouth betrays me. Good news from Eric. Good news. Building cleanup began yesterday on the collapsed restaurant Apartments by the Bridge. That is wonderful news. Let's see. What time is brunch? Again, they have different seatings. I encourage you to check out the Hotel Mercurio Facebook page where I am sure you will find out all the information. There is that wonderful new word that I haven't had a chance to use, but I need to add that um, to my list of words to learn. And I think we're done. I don't see any more comments. I don't see. Oh, there's another thank you. I will be visiting Pulse for sure. I am sure you will have a good time. Don't wear any high heels, Linda. The drag queens may try to steal them away from you. Let's see what else. I think we're done. I think we're done with today's broadcast, and it's only Tuesday. Tomorrow is Hump Day. We are going to walk today, and I'm hoping to have enough time to edit for tomorrow. And I think it'll be a fun walk, and it's supposed to be a fun walk. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for appreciating my sense of humor. I always think I'm rather warped, but I appreciate your kind words. Thank you for another endorsement for Paul's Brunch. Paul has the best egg Benedict. Thank you very much. And that's it. That's it. Stay happy. Stay kind. Stay humorous. Stay healthy. Stop rescuing cats if it is challenging you from discovering places that you would otherwise enjoy. And stay in touch. And I will see you again sometime soon.